Hello everybody, it's Nick from ThreadX3 Productions, and welcome to sort of the first one ever of It's Free, so why the hell not? We've done this before in the past, but this is going to be the revitalized version. So it's basically I'm taking like free games or free games of the month from the PlayStation Plus and kind of evaluating them and how they stack up. So the rating is going to be a little bit different than your normal rating system. So our ratings start with day one purchase, which is sort of self-explanatory. Where have you been? Which means, I wish I would have tried this sooner. Would be great on sale. It's kind of the middle of the road one. It's free, so why the hell not? Means obviously it's free, so you might as well just try it, so it's not a glowing recommendation, but hey, why the hell not? And then there's the worst rating it could get, which is thank God this is free. So this month's two PlayStation Plus is Batman Arkham Knight and Darksiders 3. What's up with 3? We have two third entries. They should have just given us 3 games. Come on, guys, the marketing kills itself. Having said that, seriously, why number 3 for the Batman Arkham? Like, did I miss it when the other 2 were on sale? Which, of course, the comments won't be shy to say, yeah, they came out this day. I mean, maybe they did. Honestly, I don't remember them, but, I just started, so Batman Arkham Knight. We're going to start with that one. Here's a quick synopsis of what I thought about it. So B3 was a beautifully crafted game and a great conclusion to the Arkham trilogy. I like how even though the Joker was killed off, also spoilers? Play games, damn it. So anyways, I like how even though he was killed off, it kept him in the story in a really interesting way. And even though one of the twists was something you could see a mile away, this is coming from somebody who doesn't read DC graphic novels and really just knows them from the pop culture you see everywhere. Plus that great animated movie that starred my boy, Dean Winchester. So seriously, how could you consider that a quote-unquote twist? What a twist! What a twit! Having said that, the other twist involving the Joker and the overall structure of the story was really well done. And honestly, I love the Batmobile. Considering that the first game was set on a small island, then the second one was a big city, it only really made sense for them to up the ante for number 3 and give us the Batmobile. And even though I could see where people's criticisms were coming about the Batmobile, I feel like they still found ways to make it interesting. I really don't know why they even tried to make Scarecrow the main villain when the literal name of the game is Arkham Knight, not Spencer's Gift Shop. Combat was masterful, and the more you unlocked, the more unique encounters became. You unlocked a taser, so then you could tase this person, go over here, throw the batarang, like all the different things that you could do at your disposable just made you feel more and more like Batman. And that's saying something, because in most games like this, and especially since this is number 3, they would always find some convoluted way for you to lose all your upgrades so that you had to get them all back. Whereas in this one, I felt like you started off with a good set of upgrades and then you upgraded the upgrades and then more the upgrades. And then it was good. So having replayed it, I still love it. It's still great. It's still awesome. And hey, it's free. So why the hell not? But no, that's not going to be the rating. I really like this game. I really feel like it's worth it. And we've had months in the past where it's just like last month we got Wipeout, which is a classic, but revisiting it, it was just like, I'm not used to air brakes. Which way is up? And then the Sniper Elite, that's cool, definitely. But it's also just a lot slower and methodical. So it can, it can kind of wear on you. But so what's my rating for this? What's my rating for this? I mean, honestly, I have to give this a day one purchase because I sort of did buy it on day one, but that's not the point. But this is definitely a game that would have been worth buying on day one. And now that you got it for free, you do technically get some of the DLC. So that kind of just puts the nice little cherry on top. But at the same time, you get this for free. So why the hell not? All right, then there is Darksiders 3, which we also got free for the PlayStation Plus games of the month. And, well, it looks pretty sometimes. I genuinely do not like this game. This game is genuinely just a really bad game. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything about this game that I actually do like. The visuals are nice, and I do like the Darksiders like art style, but even then it seems like it's last generation, and I always hate using that description, but in this particular case it seems very apt, is that this just seems like this was made last generation, and so now they're just kind of bringing it forward. But I mean, the story, I've never really liked the story, but it's mainly about just hacking and slashing, and obviously there's probably a lot of people out there who really genuinely like the story, and that's totally fine. But for me, the story is just kind of there, and then like Fury is yelling and stuff, and then there's gargoyles and maybe demons or something, I don't know. But this game, it has such a bad identity crisis, because it has this chick with a chain blade trying to be something like Kratos, but then it has the combat of something like a Dark Souls, but then it seems like it can't make up its mind whether it wants you to do these crazy combos versus being methodical, and it just clashes in the worst possible ways. I've had so many cheap deaths because I just feel like I dodged, I pressed the dodge button, but why didn't it dodge? I just don't understand. And in most situations, if you die in a Dark Souls-like game, it's because you did something wrong. But in so many cases, I would die over and over and over again, and I felt like I was doing the right thing, but the game was just kind of bugging out on me. And then just the combat is just, I don't like it, because you can literally just hold down square and it'll keep attacking for you. Just keep attacking. What fun is that? There's no variant. Obviously, I didn't get that far into the game, I'm going to be completely honest. So maybe sometime down the road you unlock other attacks than the chain blade, but I couldn't get that far into the game because it was just like nails on a chalkboard playing this game, and just randomly it would just load. It would just start loading right in the middle of something, and sometimes it didn't even seem like it was because I was going to a new area, but rather just because it needed to load. And I just don't get that, because there's so many areas where you're like crawling through this little crevice, and it's like, me being a gamer for as long as I have been, I know that these little things are set up in a way so that it kind of gives the world behind it time to load. So anytime you're taking a little bit too long to open up a door, or anytime you're crawling through a really small thing, it's like, well, why am I crawling so slow? Or anytime you kind of have to squeeze through something. These are all tricks that, game developers use to make it so that the world can be loading and they can hide the loading screen. But this game, nope, it just wears its loading screen proudly on its heads. Oh my god, I do not like this game. I just don't like. I can't think of anything. Like, the boss battles are cool, but because of the dodging and how it works, I just feel like I was getting so many cheap deaths. Once again, if you're gonna be like Dark Souls, you have to nail that portion of it. You have to, absolutely. Because if at any time your deaths feel unwarranted, then you automatically just get frustrated at the game for being easy. And I refuse to put this game down to easy just so that I can play through it. No, make a better game. The thing is, this is the really weird thing, is that this game was made by the same people who made Remnant from the Ashes. I love this game. I loved it so much, I decided to make a podcast out of it. And these are the same people who made it. And here's the thing, this game hasn't even really been out for a year. So if you go by the typical, length of developing a game, they were clearly making this and Remnant at the same time. And based on how awesome Remnant is, both in lore, in gameplay, in gunplay, just the way it feels, the enemies, everything, it is so blatantly obvious that most of the A team was on Remnant, and then the B team, or the people who were stuck in the basement or something, were clearly the ones that were working on this. Remnant is a passion project. There was so much that went into making that game great, and just they made sure to take their time, and they really cared about it. They loved making this game. And then Darksiders 3 just seems like, well, there were 2 other ones, so we might as well make a third one. There's 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse, so I guess we should make 4 games. And oh yeah, the 4th one's gonna be an isometric Diablo-esque game. Yeah, totally makes sense. Let's make the first 2 just hacking and slashing, Zelda-esque kind of games, turn the 3rd one into Dark Souls, and then hey, just throw in some freaking Diablo 3? Like, what the fuck, man? This makes no sense. I'm awarding this the very first It's Free, so why the hell nots. Thank God this is free. So you've seen it here, it's the very first one. Thank God this game is free, because if I even spent a cent on this, if I even bought this for $5, I'm sorry, but it wouldn't be worth it. All right, guys, so that was it. It's free, so why the hell not? So let me know what you thought about these games, if you got them free for the first time, or if you bought these back in the day and you kind of agree with my assessment of each one. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments below. If you'd like me to do anything else, any other kind of videos on like some free games, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll try to put those in as well. Otherwise, my name was Nick. I am your ThreatX3 Productions dude. And you guys have a great one. Considering that the first game was when the literal name of the game is Arkham Knight, combat was masterful, and the more you unlock combat was masterful.